I am on Antelope Island, only about a half hour from my home, on the shores of the Great Salt Lake. That is incredibly beautiful, but shrinking incredibly fast. I am quite stunned. I think I camped here 2 years ago, almost to the day, not quite, but the lake was up much further and you could not see land out there in the middle of it, and now you can. And the marina where people used to just load their boats up and head out is completely dry. In my lifetime alone, this lake has been shrinking significantly. Today it is 75 degrees and tomorrow is supposed to hit 80. In March. That's insane. It feels like summer out here. It's wonderful, but it makes me a little concerned for the drought situation here in Utah and the Intermountain West as far as that goes. And it's part of the reason the Great Salt Lake keeps disappearing. It used to be when I was a kid, the water came clear up and was super deep. You walk out just a few feet and you'd be up to your neck. It's too bad it's not like that now. So far out there just to get to the shore. And this is the vast open area leading to the Great Salt Lake. I'll give you an idea of just how far out there it is by walking out there. Okay, I've walked halfway. That's where my camera was. We still have all this way to go. I really didn't want to walk all the way to the lake and then all the way back just for a cool camera shot. Some people are more dedicated and will do it, but no thanks. We'll just walk to the lake together. This is all lake bed, usually covered by the Great Salt Lake. You can see spots of it here. The ground is very soft. You can kind of see every step. This is actually some crystallized salt mixed in with the, it's really hard. It's mixed in with the sand. There's some more remains of where the lake was. We're almost to the shore. It's like I'm walking on the moon. Kind of swampy right here, but here's the Great Salt Lake. Now you can say you've been there too. That's it. It's like a sea of glass. When it's stormy, there's some pretty decent waves that get kicked up. Not like the ocean, but you get some pretty steady waves going. It's pretty fun. You can see there's people way out there in it. You can see similar formations just under the water, similar to what we're looking at here. You can see where the water usually goes to. Huge drought. Great Salt Lake is definitely shrinking. He's heading to that island. The last time I was here, this was all full of water. In the island that kid is mentioning, if you heard him. It's right out there in the middle of the screen. It's kind of hard to see with this, but it's called Egg Island. And the last time I was here, you could only get to it by boat. And it's restricted because birds will lay their eggs there. That's why it's called that. And you're not supposed to go out there. But now there's no water. There's nothing to stop people from encroaching upon a natural habitat. And how are they going to know they can't go out there, you know? People have probably been going out there all day long. Yeah, it's kind of kind of right in the middle of the screen. But that was an island when I was here 2 years ago. Now it's just an extension of Ladyfinger Point. This is the Great Salt Lake Boat Marina. The Great Salt Lake is currently shrinking and has been steadily every year. I just spent the night at a campsite up here on Antelope Island. That's this island that we're on. And 2 years ago when I was here, there was water out there and there were a few boats here. This is what it looks like now. So you can see there's not a boat here. There can't be. It's dry, mostly swampy. in some places. The mud is cracked, and probably if I stepped on that I would sink. This used to be the place to go sailing. I remember when I was a kid, my friend's dad had a sailboat out here. I never went on it, but that outlet over there, that's where the boats used to sail through in and out of the harbor. There's no fish in the Great Salt Lake. It was just, you know, leisure sailing, just something enjoyable to do. I've kind of always wanted to have a sailboat, even though I'm not a fan of boats. It's kind of weird. But this whole area is just dried up. This is the actual Great Salt Lake dying. It has shrunk significantly just in the last few years. We've been in a drought for a few years, and we have good years and bad years, but this just makes me sad. This is the first time in my life I've been down here and walked around, and frankly it's just because no one's here. It's just an abandoned ghost from the past that probably will never recover. Row after row after row. People have some amazing memories here, I'm sure. Look at this boardwalk, it's all warped. Probably from when there was water here. Sometimes when I was growing up, the Great Salt Lake would get so full it would flood everything, including this whole marina would be underwater. That's a thing of the past. I've even noticed the snowstorms here in Utah through the winter used to be, you know, waist high every winter. And there's still snow in the mountains right now, but down here in the valleys, this is what it looks like. It looks like the water in the inlet / outlet right there kind of starts right there and then goes out into the lake. But you could literally walk out into that lake for quite a distance before you ever got in very deep. Which makes me sad. I used to come here with youth groups as a kid. Not to this marina, but to the Great Salt Lake. And just a few feet from shore, you could walk out and be up to here and lift your feet up and float in the water. There's so much salt in it, it actually makes you float. You'd have to go out pretty far to find water that deep. It does get deep, but I think the Great Salt Lake is 75 miles end to end. I'm not sure. That's what I remember reading once. But maybe that's not true anymore. The campsite I was at was up over that way, Ladyfinger Point. And 2 years ago when I was here camping, you could walk right down to the water. This year it was way out there. Way out there. It took quite a bit of walking just to get to the water's edge. I've always had a love for this place, for the Great Salt Lake. And obviously people in the past did as well, or this wouldn't be here. That's all, guys. I just wanted to stop by here and share this with you, this piece of history that may never recover. I can't imagine it coming back. You never know, but every year that passes, it's starting to look more and more like this.